The team offers the Elderly Nutrition Program, Meals on Wheels program, to elderly homebound people here in the Valley. We get our funding through a grant from the Area Agency on Aging out of South Central Connecticut in New Haven. It's funded through the Older Americans Act, Title III-C. This provides funds to provide the meals and the vans and the drivers to go out and provide these meals to the homebound elderlies here in the Valley.
Okay, great. What do you think the public does not know about you?
I think that they see our little vans riding around the Valley and they say, what is that program? Meals on Wheels has been around serving the Valley for about 30 years. But like many social services, unless you need a service, you really don't know that a service exists. So Meals on Wheels is like that.
Okay, great. What challenges do you feel that you face concerning volunteers?
The Meals on Wheels program doesn't use volunteers to do the delivery.
Okay.
We use paid staff who are insured to deliver the meals using our vehicles that have been provided by grant funding sources. So volunteers play an important part in letting people know about the program. That's the most important part that volunteers play.
Okay. So with your volunteers, how do you attract them?
We use volunteers, and we have 3 cafe sites at Derby Senior Center, the Ansonia Senior Center, and the Seymour Housing over in Seymour at the Callahan House.
Okay.
And we attract volunteers to provide assistance in serving the meals to those people who go to those 3 locations Monday through Friday. Most of the volunteers are attracted through participation at the senior centers themselves, and that's where we get the bulk of our volunteers.
Okay. Do you currently feel a need for new volunteers?
We're always using new volunteers at the senior center sites, the cafe sites. During the summer months, we have 4 young people who are through the summer youth employment program who, although they're paid, they're doing volunteer community service, and they ride with our Meals on Wheels drivers, and they go out with the drivers and deliver the meals to the elders who are homebound.
Okay. Now, do you have positions for youth volunteers at all?
As I mentioned, we have 4 young people who go through the summer youth employment program, who ride with our Meals on Wheels drivers, and they are the backbone of delivering the meals directly to the elders. An important part of the Meals on Wheels program is the interaction, what we call a wellness check. And that's what we're training the young people as their positions, is to go in, greet the older person, make sure they're doing okay, and if they find that the person has any difficulties, they report it back to the driver, who in turn reports it back to us.
Okay, great. Do you provide any form of training?
Yeah, all of the volunteers go through a training program to make sure they know how to properly handle the food, because safety in food handling is number 1.
Right.
And we also give them some training on how to interact with older people. Many of the older people have hearing impairments or vision impairments or mobility issues. And so we try to train our volunteers on how to relate to people who have those limitations. If someone has a hearing impairment, you need to know how to speak loudly but not yell in their face. If they have a vision problem, where to put the food so they know where it is. Most people like to have it in the same place every day, and so those are some of the handy hits we give to the volunteers.
Great. Do you have any future plans for Meals on Wheels?
We have just been awarded the contract for the next 3 years, and so we're excited about delivering the service for the next 3 years. One of the programs we initiated last year was a cafe site at Griffin Hospital, so that people can go to Griffin Hospital's cafe and have meals there a couple of times. We're looking at expanding that program to other restaurant opportunities here in the Valley to see if that's an alternative to make sure people get a good nutritionally balanced meal once a day.
Okay, great. What kind of support would you be looking for from the Valley United Way or the community?
United Way of the Valley has been very generous in providing funding for underwriting additional meals for people here in the Valley. The federal funding and the state funding that goes for the basic components of the Elder Nutrition Program, Meals on Wheels, has been pretty stagnant for the last few years. And as we see the budget deficits at the federal level and the state level, the impact of those restriction funds and reduction in funds is having a dramatic impact on the number of people we're able to serve. The dollars that we get from Valley United Way make sure that we can continue to serve the same level of people that we have in the past. So we're very grateful for all those donations of the Valley United Way.
That's great. Who should volunteers or people interested in getting involved contact?
Our Elder Nutrition Program coordinator's name is Ron Boucher. He's located here at Team, and he can be contacted at our main number, 736-5420, and his direct extension is extension 1227. So you can call Ron and see how you can provide any volunteer support to the Meals on Wheels program.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.